back to MACNY's 107th Annual Celebration of Manufacturing. I'd like to introduce you to and congratulate this year's MACNY's Wall of Fame winners, Lou DeMint and Kathy Alamo. We're excited for their winning this special honor this year, and we want to congratulate them. We'd also like to thank the Wall of Fame sponsors, NG Resources and Brown & Brown Empire State, for sponsoring these prestigious awards.
Every decision he makes not only is people focused, of course, but also has a high level integrity. So he wants that from his employees. He wants people to do the right thing even when people aren't looking. And you can tell in every interaction he has, whether it's with his employees or customers or vendors, that that is what he holds most important.
He's grown the business from a small mom and pop shop in Oswego to what it is today. We're in a 180,000 square foot building. Sales have increased 10 times from when he started in the business probably 17, 18 years ago. So I think just that well-roundedness approach to everything is a good reason as to why he should win this award.
Let me introduce our first Wall of Fame inductee, Lou DeMint from Giovanni Foods.
I grew up right next door to the plant, so I grew up walking over and watching my dad and his team make sauce right from scratch and bottle the product, label it. Most of it was done pretty much by hand, but he started getting more and more equipment, and that's what really intrigued me to the whole idea of making stuff. The biggest challenge that I had to face is when my father passed just over 13 years ago. He would always tell me, there's no such word as can't. You know, there's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. We had just moved from Oswego to Liverpool. We went from a very small manufacturing facility in Oswego. It was basically, larger than a big garage. And we'd been there about a year, and my dad suddenly passed. And then my mom, myself, my three sisters had a business. I was the only one really working in the business, and this, since it happened so sudden, I was immediately thrust into the kind of CEO role. And one other big challenge we had was when moving here, our team was able to basically take this building over. It's a 167,000 square foot building, and in 6 months get it up and running so that we could start manufacturing pasta sauce. It was a paper plant, and we turned it into a pasta sauce plant. Well, first off, I would love to thank my family. My wife, Cheryl, has been so supportive. She's just been an amazing wife, and my kids have been supportive. My daughter, as I said, is starting to work here. Of course, my mom. She's been through thick and thin with me. She's been so supportive through all the changes in the business. My VP of Operations, Tim Budd, has been here many, many years, and he's just been able to do amazing things with the people that we have to be able to organize and build an incredible operation. Dave Monahan, our CFO, has really been terrific, and our HR manager, Nicole Bryant, has done a great job helping us find wonderful, talented people. This award, I would say, is really just a way to recognize all those individuals that really supported this company, and I'm just the lucky one that gets to, be the one on the wall.
Kathy Alamo is very goal-oriented, very progressive, and understands manufacturing. She's not afraid to dive in and understand the inner workings at Syracuse Label and how the machines work.
I think it's an easy question on why Kathy deserves to be a Wall of Fame award winner. She has devoted her life to this company. She has been working at Syracuse Label since 1981, when Syracuse Label had 16 employees. Now we have over 100, and she has been integral to that entire process. Kathy has a commitment to the local community. The company, because of her, has a charity committee. We also have a wellness committee. And I think that is very important to Kathy and the way that she operates, understanding that Syracuse Label and Surround Printing is part of the larger Syracuse community.
Let me introduce you to our second Wall of Fame inductee, Kathy Alamo from Syracuse Label.
I decided to get into manufacturing kind of as a fallback because I intended to go into something centered around journalism. I received a degree from SUNY Morrisville in journalism, and unfortunately I could not find a job in that field. So I was offered a position at Syracuse Label, and it was a billing clerk, and so I took that position in the interim. And there were 16 people at the company at the time, so we all did whatever it took to make things happen. Eventually I started learning about accounts receivable, accounts payable, preparing the books for the accountants, and I was promoted to bookkeeper, and then shortly thereafter to office manager. We have been, in January of 2007, I was named president, and in November of 2007, the company became 100% employee owned. But I think the person that most influenced my leadership style was Peter Rhodes. Peter Rhodes and I worked together for 25 years, and he taught me that not only about finance and business, but also about true leadership, which is integrity. And you have to be able to adapt to change. And you have to be able to maneuver quickly and be prepared to take on new technologies. One of the most defining moments that I can think of in my entire career is when we built this current facility that we're in. We moved every piece of equipment and kept ourselves running at 100% capacity for 6 weeks. That required every employee to make a lot of difficult sacrifices, I would say. No vacations, no time off. They were here every day, making sure that our shifts were covered 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, so that we could pull this off. And we did it. And the best part about that to me was the day that we cut the ribbon to celebrate that accomplishment. I looked around the room, and the pride on the faces of all our employees was something that I will never forget. I would like to thank my husband, Peter, and my kids, Jill and Andy, for all the support that they gave me as I was juggling work and family life over the years. I would also like to thank Peter Rhodes, and mostly I also want to thank our coworkers. We've won many World Label Awards and certifications that will distinguish us from our competitors. And none of this would have been possible without the efforts of all of our staff. So in the end, it's not my success, it's all of our success. And it wouldn't be possible without the contributions from each and every member of our staff. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
Again, I'd like to congratulate this year's Wall of Fame inductees, Ludiment and Kathy Alamo. Well deserved, and congratulations. I'd also again like to thank our presenting sponsor, VIP Structures.